Hello, my friend. It's a very important announcement, not to be an alarmist or anything, but I really want you to be aware if you are taking the PMP exam, more people are failing the exam than ever before, that I've heard about since 2021. A lot more people have been failing the exam. And while it's not a huge number of people, it's a lot more than 2021. One of the main reasons for people failing the exam is the unawareness of how deep and detailed Agile could get. But apart from that, another recurring theme that I'm hearing is time management, managing time on the exam. So I want to cover this with you really quick so that you've got an idea of how to manage your time. The PMP exam is like this. You got 3 pieces, 60 questions apiece. These are not broken out into domains, they're just all over the place. Now, when you're taking this exam, you got to remember that it's 3 hours and 50 minutes. And that's 230 minutes. So you got to divide 230 by 180 questions. And you realize that per question, you should be spending 1.2 minutes, okay, per question. In terms of every 60 question quadrant, you should be spending for each quadrant, roughly for each quadrant, you want to be spending on average this number, roughly 76 minutes. That's 1 hour. Just call it 1 hour and 15 minutes to be on the safe side. For every 60 questions, you should be spending 1 hour, 15 minutes. Just call it 75 minutes. Shorten it to 75. Let's just do that. 75 minutes. If you're spending more than 75 minutes, the likelihood of finishing the exam is going to be slim. This needs to be your mindset. 1.2 minutes per question, 75 minutes for each section. Not taking a break isn't going to help you. You should take a break to be refreshed. So even if you don't take your break, you're not getting extra time. It doesn't make sense to not take a break. These are the statistics you need to think about. 3 hours and 50 minutes for the entire exam, 1.2 minutes. When we say 1.2, that's roughly 1 minute, just say 1 minute, 10 seconds per question. You really don't have a whole lot of time for each question when you boil it down. You know, and 75 minutes for each section. That's a race. So you got to be really quick, all right? If you ran out of time on any of your attempts, your next attempt, you got to go in with a purpose to finish the exam. Like every question needs to be answered, okay? My advice to you will be to keep an eye on how many questions are left by always surveying that statistic that shows on the screen. It's usually on the right-hand side at the top or wherever it is. Make sure you're checking how many questions you have left. So typically people run out of the time on their final lap. So you got 60 questions more. Let's go back. This is usually, so if this is the first quadrant, the second quadrant, people run out of time here. So if you're looking at the time and you're meant to do all 60 questions, find out how much time you have left in total and compare that with 60. If you have 60 minutes left, then you need to do a question a minute. Let's say as a final plan, you have 15 minutes left. If you have 15 minutes remaining and you have 40 questions, your goal needs to be to click on anything to answer those 40 questions, because it's not going to help you not answering them. So your goal needs to be to answer everything before the time runs out. If you have 15 minutes, you definitely should be able to answer at least 15 Let's see. That's actually just 3 questions a minute. You definitely can get by. One of our students, let me give you a real statistic, had 10 minutes and 40 questions. So what do you think she was doing? She was answering 4 questions a minute. And she was able to get all the 40 questions done in 10 minutes. And she had 3 ATs. The way she did it was she looked at the answers only and scanned through the answers and chose the most emotionally intelligent answer. And that's how she got through the exam. And that would be my advice for you. If you're running out of time on the exam, don't go piecemeal looking at tiny little things on the screen. Just go to the questions and make sure you answer everything before your time runs out. It's better to give it your all than not to do that. Okay? I hope this helps you. Like I said, the exam seems to be getting a little bit sus, for lack of a better word. More people failing. You need to watch out. Okay? Take care, my friends. Speak to you soon.